video that you are about to view contains material created by the Writing and Reading Center at Fresno City College. We base the information used on fact and research to the best of our knowledge. As the viewer of this video, you should always follow the directions given to you by your instructor. The materials covered in these videos should be viewed as supplemental only.
Hopefully, you've had the chance to watch the first tutorial video on thesis statements.
In this video, we want to highlight thesis statements in another way.
At some point in your academic career, you're going to be asked to write objectively.
Basically, you'll be writing in third person without bias or opinion. This can be difficult for many writers. When we think, we tend to think in I statements. I think, I feel, or I believe.
In many courses, and in academic writing in general, using I is discouraged unless you're writing a narrative, so you really need to work on your third-person writing voice. For example, we can change those I statements to many people believe, people feel, it's commonly thought.
So what does this mean for thesis statements?
Well, it means we need to find a balance between what we are trying to prove to the readers without relying on any personal feelings or biases. Your argument will be embedded in your paper and will include facts, evidence, and analysis, not opinion.
Writing objectively also means that you'll need to include both or all sides of your argument. Now, you can prove through evidence that one argument is stronger than another, and your thesis statement should reflect your purpose or message.
Here's an example of an objective thesis statement. Unemployment rates affect more than the economy. When an individual does not have a steady income, it can lead to homelessness, depression, and dependency.
I noticed the objective voice. You didn't use I. And it seems you've made points that will later be proved in the body by using facts. But you have two sentences, not one.
Sometimes you can write a thesis statement that is more than one sentence, depending on your instructor, of course. In the example I just gave, I felt that it was necessary to identify that the problem is more than just unemployment, and saying that it only affects the economy is too vague. A thesis statement should be specific to your topic and state what you will be discussing in your paper. That's why I included the second sentence.
Got it. Let's look at another example. Child abuse happens every day and has a negative effect on people.
Well, that's pretty objective, but it doesn't have enough of an argument in it. Remember from our previous video on thesis statements? A thesis statement should be arguable, meaning you need to prove it if someone should disagree with you. No one would disagree that child abuse happens every day or has a negative effect on people.
Here's a revision with a more specific argument. Child abuse can be both physical and psychological, and the effects can follow the victim through adulthood in forms such as poor physical and mental health.
That is a definite improvement. You'll have to explain in the body of your paper what physical and psychological abuse is. You'll also have to prove that this type of child abuse causes physical and mental health problems as an adult.
Right.
Well, we hope that this video helped clear up any questions you had about writing an objective thesis statement.
Writing a thesis statement is tough, and the FCC Writing and Reading Center is here to help. Our open hours and additional resources are listed down below.
Be sure to test what you've learned and take our mini assessment too.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Bye!